right, you get to start.
Okay. I don't have anything to say today.
You don't?
No, it's rainy. I feel like every time we come here, it's rainy.
Yeah.
We're back in the studio.
Yeah, which is nice. It's good to see you in person.
Yeah, you too. So I'm just gonna kick it off.
Okay, sounds good.
Are you watching? Are you watching this? Are you watching? Yeah. Are you watching this? No. You need to get with it. Are you watching this? We on a TV shit. Are you watching this? You don't wanna miss. Are you watching this? Stop canceling our shit.
Welcome to the Are You Watching This podcast. My name's Ellen.
And I'm... Oh.
Totally forgot. Sorry. But this is the podcast where we talk about TV shows you should be watching.
There we
My
go.
name's Ellen.
We've really just made this as difficult as possible.
Like, what, week 4 or 5 into this?
Yeah.
Still stumbling through the intro?
It's a lot.
It is a lot, so maybe by next year.
Yeah, next year.
That's a good goal.
Yeah, it'll be second nature by then.
Yeah. And
Alright.
you are?
I'm Chelsea.
And today we're going to talk about, the usual, what we've been watching, who we might want to nominate, and the second part of the series of Television Landscape Land, and I'll be giving you the history of cable TV.
I'm excited about this.
Yeah. Did you do any research on your end?
I just sat down and I was like, what shows do I remember from cable network?
Yeah.
Or cable TV,
Yeah.
cable channels.
Okay. But let's start off with what have you been watching?
I didn't really watch anything new this week, so I'm going to update everybody on what I have been watching. The Pit, I'm still watching it.
Okay.
I still think it's kind of meh.
Yeah.
The storyline's kind of meh. The characters are kind of meh.
Yeah.
But it's actually, I guess, kind of nice to watch. In the scheme of things, especially with everything going on right now.
Okay.
Meh.
Yeah.
I will say, and I've noticed this in the other episodes, I just kind of didn't really think about it. All the episodes more or less take place inside the ER. So they're not like, but they show the outside every once in a while because
Yeah.
they have like people coming in from the ambulance.
Yeah.
And they have the worst backgrounds. They're so fake. They're so fake. You can just tell. Like it is a sheet that is painted.
Oh, no.
And it is very noticeable in this last episode. And, we have...
They're on the outside? Is it
Yes.
like- okay. Yeah.
Yeah, because they don't have any windows
Yeah.
inside. If we didn't have HD TVs or like 4K TVs, you can get away with that.
Yeah.
But not now.
No. Also, to be fair, I watched the first 2 episodes, maybe just the first. The way it is shot is very backdated. It's not like, I don't know. I'll explain it.
Usually, so I feel like with Apple TV and HBO, they usually bring us pretty unique premises.
Yeah.
And this just feels like a reiteration, which I do think now that it's HBO Max, and they've done this in the past, but they're buying shows from they're not HBO exclusive.
Yeah.
And I think that's probably the case with this one.
Yeah. It's definitely not an HBO show.
Yeah.
Like the standard of what we're used to.
Yeah.
That was what I'm used to. Okay. So The Pit. What else?
I watched the newest episode of the Joe Schmo Show.
I watched the first episode of that.
Did you like it?
I did.
Yay!
I did. It's funny. It is
Yeah.
funny. Yeah. Is it what I was expecting? Yeah. Well, with the way you described it, yeah. But the guy I forgot his name, Ben, yeah, that they're doing, he's a regular guy. I thought he'd be more, I don't know, dorky or kind of like a loner, but no, he can communicate.
Yes.
Yeah, he's normal. Yeah.
I watched the most recent episode, which was episode 3, and it wasn't as good as the first 2 episodes.
Okay.
He's really catching on to what's going on, and so this past episode, they're just having to do damage control constantly. So it's less about him. In this past episode, it's more about production, which is interesting,
Yeah.
but
I did like seeing the production. It's like a whole, I don't even know. The setup is really cool.
They have fake producers.
Yeah, they do.
And like PAs and stuff like that, which is wild because like why wouldn't you just get the actual one?
Yeah.
But
produce the show.
then they're not an actor, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah.
But so it's really interesting.
Yeah. And I did, Kat Deely is the host.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. And I didn't see that coming. I was like, oh, her.
What else has she hosted? Or
She was on E!
oh,
News.
okay.
I'm pretty sure that's
Okay.
what I remember her from. And then I did not know, maybe you did say this, but I didn't know it was a show that, like, it was, the Joe Schmo Show existed in the past and they just, like, brought it back.
Yes, I think the first iteration was the premise was slightly different.
Okay.
I don't remember though,
Did you
100%.
watch it?
I remember there being commercials for it when it first came out.
Okay.
Yeah, but I don't think I watched it. And if I did, I was 12.
Yeah.
I wouldn't.
Agreed. It seems very, maybe, like, MTV, VH1.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That era. Anything else?
The only other thing that is on the list is my husband and I we were very late to the game, pun intended, started watching Squid Game
Okay.
for the first time.
Yeah.
Just because we knew it was going to be a heavy show, so we knew we needed to be in the right headspace.
Yeah.
And so we finally decided to watch it, and it is just as good as everybody said it was.
Yeah,
It's fantastic.
Yeah, it is. That first season, they nailed it. Mm-hmm. It's, it's a show in a different language, so that one of those shows you do have to be in the headspace and concentrate. But the storylines are great, and what they have to go through is mental.
It is.
Yeah.
And it's so much more of a psychological, scary TV show.
thriller. Yeah.
I mean, there is gore, obviously,
Yeah.
but they could even not have any blood, and it would be if anything,
I
actually,
agree.
probably be scarier.
Yeah, I fully agree with that. Yeah. I did attempt to watch season 2. Mm-hmm. It's either I'm not in the mind space or it just really falls flat.
Yeah, I'll watch season 2 for
Yeah.
sure, or at least start it, but I have a hard time believing that they'd be able to have that same momentum moving forward.
Yeah. And then they announced season 3 is getting released this year, which is way quicker than they released season 2. So, and I think that's going to be the last one too.
Yeah,
Yeah. Which
I
is,
saw that.
I think needed. Mm-hmm. But I think I did watch like 3 episodes of season 2, but yeah.
It just wasn't enough.
Yeah. It's not as psychologically
Okay.
engaging or thrillery or gets you. Yeah.
Okay.
That's it.
That is it.
Oh.
Yeah. What about you?
Nice. I have been watching. So I started watching St. Denis Medical.
Mm-hmm.
It's on Peacock. It's a half-hour comedy, mockumentary style, like The Office, Abbott, and it's cute. I like it. It's nothing like revolutionary or that's so different. But the cast is great. The acting's great. The storyline's great. Have you checked it out?
Yeah, I watched the first episode or 2, and yeah, like you said, it's a cute, funny show.
Yeah.
It did not engage me enough for me to sit there and watch another one in that time frame, but I
Yeah.
might sometime soon.
Yeah. Yeah. I discovered this about myself. I know we talked about, you asked me if I have comfort TV shows. Mm-hmm. I don't have like comfort TV shows per se, but I do. Before I go to sleep, we shouldn't be doing this, but some people do this. I like watch something and I realize I can only watch comedies.
Okay,
Yeah. So,
that makes sense.
yeah, something lighthearted, and if it's sleeping into my dreams, it's not crazy. So that's what I started doing with St. Denis.
Okay,
Cool.
yeah.
Yeah. And then I've also been watching The Night Agent.
Okay,
Season 2 came out, I think 2 weeks ago on Netflix. I binged season 1 last year. I found it. It sucked me into its world. I loved it. Season 2, not so great. Don't love it. So, yeah, I feel like I'm just like in a roll of TV shows I'm not in love with right now.
did they drop all the second season at once?
Yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Did you watch the first season?
No, but
Okay.
I'm curious because if it's all out, I can sit through a season if I don't have to wait for the next episode a lot easier.
Yeah. I mean, it's not. No, it's not great. It's not great. Also, they kill off a character. You'll if you watch season 1 and then season 2. That first episode, you'll recognize this actor, and you're like, oh my god, they got her in here, and then they kill her off, and it's just like, okay, and yeah, okay, and then the main actors, for the main characters, the actors aren't they're very new, which I do love because you get to meet new actors. But to lead a show like this, yeah, I think you need bigger guns.
Okay.
Yeah. And also, because of The Night Agent, I've been wanting to try The Recruiter. Did you see that one with Noah Centineo? Mm-mm. It's similar in terms of it's like a government agency, and they're like nobodies, like these boys or men or whatever are nobodies, and then they have a more important role in the government agencies. So I want to check that out.
Is that the Noah guy that you mentioned? Is he the one that was in All the Boys I Loved Before?
Yeah,
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. And then I saw that Netflix were promoing, because season 2 came out for that too. Mm-hmm. So they were doing like promos for The Night Agent and The Recruiter together.
Oh, okay.
Lead actors.
Okay.
Yeah, because similar premise, vibe. Yeah. And that's all I've been watching. Oh, I did watch Paradise episode 4,
Okay.
and I'm back in.
Okay.
And I want to say less about it. I'm just gonna let them do their thing.
Okay.
Dan is amazing. Do your thing.
Yeah, I haven't caught up on that. Because we're there, my husband and I, we will get into shows that we watch together. Severance, we've made an exception for. I can watch it without him first, but I like to respect that aspect of our marriage. I think it's healthy. So Paradise is one that we've been watching together, and Squid Game. So we've been alternating.
Okay.
And I told him, I was like, this week we got to get back on Paradise. I want to catch up.
Yeah, the episode 4 is great.
Okay.
It makes you predict how the show's gonna go, and if it goes the way people are predicting and I predicted, then maybe they've dropped the ball and it gets a bit boring. But it would be too obvious, so hopefully not. But episode 4, it's really great.
What about Watson? Did you rewatch?
I have not rewatched Watson. I'm still not in the headspace for that, but I'll let you guys know when I am.
Okay.
I might even just wait for that second episode to drop and then watch it.
Which is
again,
this week, next week?
Next week.
Okay.
Yeah. So hopefully by the time we record, maybe not. We'll see. But I'll update you all.
Is that all you got caught up on and watched this week?
Yeah, that's it.
I want to say before we move on to our nominations for your consideration, this week we got Friday, which is Valentine's Day. Mm-hmm. We got Love is Blind coming out.
Yeah.
So I'm pretty sure I'll be talking about that next week.
Okay.
And then Sunday is White Lotus season 3.
Yes.
That comes out. So we've got some new stuff coming along that I'm excited about.
Yeah.
So hopefully, I can't imagine that White Lotus is not going to be good.
No, it's not. But you know how White Lotus, I feel like the story unfolds as the episodes go on, right? Mm-hmm. So I feel like the first episode will still very much be like just an introduction of characters in this space. But hopefully we'll have something to say about the new characters.
Yeah, I think we will.
Yeah, it's a cool cast.
Mm-hmm. And Love is Blind, who knows?
I can talk about Love is Blind forever.
Yeah.
Especially the first episodes, because you're getting to know everybody in the pods. There's always a cuckoo or two in there that you want to go on about and talk about. So
Leo.
I'm very excited for that.
Leo from last season.
Oh my God. Yeah.
So, yeah, last season was really good.
Yeah,
the 2 seasons before that, last season was not with Chelsea, right? It was the one before that.
Yeah, it was the one before that.
So the past 2 seasons have been pretty good.
Yeah. You know what it is? I think they need to keep the age limit older. I think the last 2, and that was a critique of that last one that sucked. They were too young. Mm-hmm. It was very foolish. It wasn't serious. And I think if the contestants or whatever pod people are older, the stakes are higher. And it's more believable too that they're that desperate to find love.
Desperate.
Let's call it what it is. But fun fact. Ooh, do I want to reveal that about myself?
We can cut it out if you decide.
Okay, I did, as a joke, sign up when they were doing Atlanta casting calls.
Wasn't that the first season?
No, recently. So
okay.
It was last year.
Wasn't the first season in Atlanta?
Okay. Yeah, so they're coming back to Atlanta, and I don't know when that will air, but yeah.
So I guess you didn't go on.
I did it because people sent it to me, so then I signed up, but I was traveling, so I couldn't even tell you. I haven't even looked at my emails. I couldn't even tell you.
Is love not worth not traveling for?
Definitely not. No.
Well, I think when we need to at some point too in the podcast explain to people how we met, because I think it makes the show even more interesting.
Yeah.
Doesn't necessarily have to be right now, but the first time that we met, we talked about Love is Blind.
Yes.
And we both talked about what we would do if we went on.
Yeah.
And how it'd be extremely hard for us not to be like our face to not look disappointed if we
Yeah.
didn't find the person attractive.
Like, they would edit me out, truly. I don't think it would be appropriate for TV if it was not. Or like they'd start like a whole bullying campaign against me or some shit. You know what I mean?
Everybody would like, screw Ellen, she's terrible.
Yeah. And then I'd just have to be the villain of that season.
Mm-hmm.
Could you be a villain in a reality TV show?
Oh, if I got enough money, sure.
Okay.
And as long as like the people around me still love me, like I didn't do anything that was like so offensive.
Yeah.
That it was just bad edits, or I was in a game and got too competitive.
Something. Yeah.
Then I'd be like, you know what? I got paid, had
Yeah.
fun.
That's it. I don't think I'd have the stomach for it. Yeah, no. I'm in therapy and God's still working on me, but yeah. I don't like being perceived as it is. So if you're perceiving me wrong,
Fair.
yeah.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh my gosh.
One other thing I forgot actually because I didn't write it down. I did watch all of the Traitors, so I'm caught up.
Okay.
On season 3. I didn't know that like there's more episodes coming out, so I was really sad when I got to the most recent episode.
Yeah.
And I didn't even know. I was like, what days did they come out? Thursday. So.
Yeah.
And we talked about it last week. Rob did exactly what I thought he was going to do.
Oh, yeah?
I called it before I even watched that episode. So.
Okay. That's a show I got to catch up on. So yeah. Also, you're going to tell everybody what you texted me about Zac Efron's brother.
I said that if I was on Traitors, I would just be trying to sleep with Zac Efron's brother.
And honestly, fair. He is charming and cute.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like I've heard on those shows there's a lot of downtime.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so I would just be flirting with him the whole time. I'd be like, so I would stop caring about the game. And
Turning into like a love show.
yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think I would even, I think it would be not because he's like so attractive, but just because I think I'd be bored and he's definitely the cutest one there.
Yeah. The previous seasons have had Love Island contestants on, and I'm actually very sad that this season they did not.
Ooh, what if Rob was on there?
That's what I'm saying. I feel like he should be on the next season.
Yes, that would
Yeah.
be an amazing.
Amazing. I think he'd go far. If he was a traitor, I think he'd go far.
I think so too, and I think he'd kind of be a little like Tom in that Tom's really actually onto people and he's onto something, but he acts, and maybe he is, I don't know, so dumb. He just doesn't seem believable.
Yeah.
And so I think he goes pretty far too, and it's because of that.
Okay.
People don't expect much out of him, and he just sits there. He's like Caroline, just like looks absurd and out of it the whole entire time.
Yeah, so people don't take it seriously.
And I think Rob's kind of that way too.
I agree. Yeah. Yeah, I fully agree.
I hate how much I liked Rob.
I loved how much I love Rob. Like, no one can shame. Don't let them shame you, Chelsea.
Well, it's just because I hate how much I know what he's doing. I could see the little, and I hate how much it would work on me. I would know, I'd be like,
That's what I
"Damn it,
love
it's good."
about it.
And his snake tattoos. Why did I like those so much?
It worked for him. Listen, I understand people's issue with him, but that is what you do have to love about him too. You know, he is a pretty privileged. Like, I'm sorry, that is what it is, and what can he do about it? He was born that way. He leans into it. Girls fall for it. All right.
And he does actually seem just like a weird dude.
Yeah, he is.
He lives on a trailer, I think, on his family's land and just hunts snakes and stuff.
Yeah. Fun fact, last year I was with my best friend and we went to this NASCAR event in Tennessee, and he was there the day before. So we were like this close to meeting him.
Oh, no.
I know. And he would have, the group of people we were with, he would have loved us. And I really think we would have become friends.
there's still time.
There is through this podcast.
And especially if he's on Traders, that'll kind of like bring him back into the loop.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, I really want that for him.
I do too.
Yeah.
Who do we need to talk to? I'll send some
I'll
emails.
DM him.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. It's not like he gets enough DMs, but it'll be like business on the title or something.
Yeah, and I'll email the producers at NBC and
Yeah.
Peacock and Ellen Cummings. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
I have his phone number. I'll text him.
Okay. Okay, we got sidetracked, but for your consideration,
Yes.
do you have anything?
Yeah, I'm gonna nominate John Turturro for
Okay.
this past episode of Severance. He carried that episode. He did amazing,
Did.
and so I'm putting him up. And I guess it will be specifically for that episode.
Yeah.
So I guess it'll be supporting actor and a drama.
Yeah.
Woes Hollow.
Okay. I'm gonna nominate because I don't think I have, and I didn't write it down. Tillman. What's his first name?
I don't remember.
I'll look it up. But I'm gonna also nominate him for supporting actor. I don't think they'll give it to both of them.
No, probably not.
So it'll be interesting to see who gets it. Dun, dun, dun. Tremel.
Yeah, True Mel.
Yeah, Tremel Tillman. I'm gonna nominate him just because I think 4 episodes in, he's been doing a lot of great character work. And at this point, just give him that nomination.
Yeah, he for sure needs to win something
Yeah.
because he's killing it. The whole season so far. He's
Been really great.
It's-
Yeah.
it's hard not to just be like he's doing so good. He's so
Yeah.
great.
Yeah. And I do think if he doesn't get nominated, they will, like, you know how they usually have like a snubs list after nominations come out? It would be considered a snub if he didn't get nominated.
You know what we should do? Now I'm just spitting ideas out. We should make our own like award that we give to
Aw,
somebody.
yeah.
So like if he didn't win, we could give it to him.
Okay.
I don't know.
Okay.
Physically, we could just make it an award or
Yeah.
print it off. I don't know.
Okay.
Announce it in some form or fashion.
Okay. I like that.
We can make that.
Workshop it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Got you. Okay, so you got John
Turturro.
and Tremel
Mm-hmm.
Tillman nominated, locked in.
Yep.
I feel like the whole Severance cast, we're just going to be like,
Well,
Right.
and it's the show that we're most invested in right now because before I watched it, I wrote down The Penguin because we watched that before we started recording.
Yeah.
And I definitely want to throw some nominations in there for that because it's still within that time frame
but they already got.
for Emmys.
Oh, Emmys now.
Yeah, so
you're
I
right.
want to go back and kind of either rewatch it or just revisit it so I can write down some of those nominations.
Yeah, that's solid.
Because the girl who played,
Christina.
yeah,
Or Christine.
she won a Critics' Choice Award.
Yeah.
And that reminded me, I was like, oh yeah, she and Colin should win Emmys.
Everything. Yeah, I agree. I'm with you there.
So,
Okay, I think that's it.
yeah, that is it.
On to our topic of the week, history of cable TV. So you didn't tell me because you had this task last week. It very much gave back in high school doing research on a topic. And I was like, wow, we have assigned ourselves a real like homework. But it was cool to learn things that I would never look up otherwise. So I really need everyone to open their eyes and ears and nose and mouths and take this information in because I took some time doing the research. Okay, so we're going to start off. Cable TV started as, well, it was invented in 1948, and it was called Community Area TV, CATV. And it was actually invented to access network TV in very remote areas. It started in Pennsylvania and then Oregon and Arkansas. But Pennsylvania was like the main hub of the evolution of it all. So then in 1950, this man named Robert developed the first commercial cable TV system in the U.S. Also, this is all U.S. history. I love the rest of the world, but, you know,
This is where we live, and
yeah.
Yeah.
It's easier, makes it condensed.
yeah.
And he was based in Philly, and he offered to broadcast the Philly broadcast stations, the cable TV so the TVs in the Philly homes had to pay a fee. This was then reported in the news, like New York Times, Wall Street Journal, and then the publicity of cable TV became big through this, and then other people also invested in it, and then the construction of cable wires throughout the U.S. took place because of him in the 1950s. Then, let's see. Okay, so cable TV is divided to two aspects: basic cable, premium cable. Premium cable actually came first.
Okay.
Yeah, and the first one was HBO. Did you know that?
No, I remember when we talked about network TV, I just mentioned that it came around a lot sooner than I thought. So
Yeah.
it was like one of the earlier ones, but I didn't know it was the first.
Yeah. It was the first, and it was in 1972. And I wrote, it was invented by two capitalist white men that thought viewers would want to get unavailable content for a monthly fee.
I mean, they weren't wrong.
They weren't wrong.
And you know what? They set us on a path of destruction with that.
I agree. Hard destruction. So cable TV is programming where the commercial, there's no national company commercial. The commercials are simply the shows on that network. There's no commercial from Walmart. There's no commercial from Target. It's a commercial for what's next on that TV station. I don't know how into this detail I want to go. So I wrote everything down, but bear with me, basically. So HBO started off with microwave and telephone lines, and they used that first to distribute cable TV in Philadelphia and New York, and then later to the rest of the U.S.
Okay.
And then 1975, it became delivered to the rest, nationwide, via satellite. So that's when satellite came into play, and it wasn't microwaves and telephone lines. The FCC does not regulate cable TV.
Okay. Did not know that.
No. Okay. I want to say I didn't know that because the risky.
I just thought that they had different standards.
Okay.
I thought they regulated, but because people are paying for it, it's not just open access.
Yeah.
And so they had a little bit more.
Yeah.
But so they're not involved in it at all.
No. So
All right.
each company just has their own regulations.
Huh.
The FCC is not involved at all.
So we could be seeing more graphic things on there and hearing, but they just choose not to.
Yeah. Exactly.
Good for them.
HBO is as graphic as it gets.
No, Cinemax.
Yeah, that's true. Okay, so then the first basic cable network, and this I did not know, was TBS.
You didn't know that, and you live in Atlanta?
I know! That was established in Atlanta, which is where the studio we shoot this is in.
It's a lovely place.
Yeah, I did not know that at all. And Ted Turner, who now owns CNN, started that.
He also went to high school in Chattanooga at Macaulay.
Ah.
Yeah. He flew his helicopter there one time and landed on the football field to give a speech.
Oh, wow. Was it a graduation or just
I didn't go there. It's all boys school.
Oh, okay.
Just heard about it.
Okay.
Yeah.
I wonder, have you ever done the CNN tour? Okay, neither. So I wonder if that information is part of that tour. Whenever it's on.
Probably to some extent.
Yeah.
We should do it.
Yeah, we should actually. The following year in 1977, well, not the following year, but in 1977, televangelist Pat Robertson launched the first basic cable network, and that was CBN, Christian Broadcasting
Network.
Yeah, which that blew my mind.
Oh, wait, you can continue because there's something else I saw about that.
Okay. They would mix religious programming with reruns of classic shows. So CBN has changed hands 6 times. Started off as CBN, and then the CBN Family Channel, and then the Family Channel. Okay, let me give you dates. Sorry, CBN Family Channel 1988, the Family Channel 1990, Fox Family 1998, and that's because it got bought by Fox. ABC Family 2001, bought by ABC, and now it's Freeform, which ABC is now Disney, so that's its parent company.
And part of
that
Hulu.
was 26.
Which is,
Yeah, and part of Hulu.
that's exactly, I saw that and I was like, how did we get here?
How? I'm like, what?
I do remember the switch though from ABC Family to Fox Family, and
You mean Fox to ABC?
yes, yeah.
Yeah.
Whenever there was that switch, and
Yeah.
it was like a big deal.
Was it?
It felt like it was, at least.
Yeah, I can see that. Yeah, okay, 1988. So yeah, you would have a fresh memory of that. Okay. I remember the switch from ABC Family to Freeform.
Yeah, also do remember that one.
Yeah. I loved ABC Family.
I wrote many of shows from that channel.
Yeah, which were horrible looking back.
Excuse you. Okay.
Okay, when we talk about TV
Yeah,
shows again.
yeah.
Okay, cool. Okay, then CBN started accepting ads in 1981. Before this, cable TV were not accepting ads. Okay, now I'm just going to list like when these different cable network TV channels got created because I thought that was really cool. 1979, we got Nickelodeon, ESPN. 1980, we got CNN, BET, and USA. 1981, at this point, 25% of households had cable TV in their house.
That's a lot lower than I thought it would be.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Also, I didn't look up that telephone fact that you asked about last time.
It's okay.
I will do that, though.
Okay. But then between 1980 and 1990, the number of cable networks grew from that 25% to 79%. So in the 80s, the shows that came out, because of Nickelodeon, ESPN, and all that, made people get more cable. Cable TV created live events. Well, I don't know if that's true. And I will cite my source. It was an article on Forbes, which I think is a great source. But it was also back in 2020.
Okay. So they were saying that they...
Cable TV created live events such as the MTV Video Music Awards. And that was in 1984. I'm like, were there no other award shows before then?
I mean, there were. We had the Oscars, but
Yeah.
I don't know if they were live.
Yeah. Yeah, I wonder.
I think cable led to pay-per-view shows.
Yeah. And that was, one of them was the big Muhammad Ali and Joe Frazier fight. That was in 1975, and HBO covered that.
Okay.
Okay, why is this on? But yeah, I don't know if I believe that they created the live events. I didn't do enough research to suss this info out. Because then I also think about the World Cup, and that was invented in like the 30s. So it's like, but then maybe it was just streaming. No, because they said it created live events. So,
Yeah. And well, when we talked about network TV, everything was broadcast until I wrote it down at some point. But so with network TV, they had live broadcasting, and that's all they had until whenever it was.
Yeah.
So
I don't know. I will, I wrote down the man's name. I don't know if I should call him out. It's all right, I won't. I'll let him live this time. But then what did I write here? Okay. Sunday Night Football started airing on ESPN in 1987. I thought that was pretty cool because I thought it would have been like earlier.
you said Monday Night Football?
Sunday Night
Sunday
Football.
Night Football.
Yeah, I feel like 1987 was pretty late. Like, I don't know.
I think what they did, because I was also looking at this with the network TV, is that because they say that the Monday night or Sunday Night Football is like the longest running TV, but it changed. It changed like what channel it was on, so I think it switched maybe, and then they changed the name.
Yeah.
So I think it was just like ABC football or yeah.
Okay. I feel like that's cheating.
Yeah.
Some cable network TVs were very, very popular, and then they made an extension. Like MTV had MTV2, the Lifetime channel had the Lifetime movie channel, all that stuff. And some weren't popular at all and died, which made me think, and I didn't Google in enough time, and I might just do it now. OWN TV, is that still on? I guess so. I just thought OWN would have more, like, scripted TV shows. Mm-hmm. And I want that for them.
I remember when it was launched, because it more or less was launched as Oprah was leaving or right after.
Yeah, it was 2011.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
A little bit later than I thought, but it felt like a really big deal because it felt like this was the first time we were getting a new cable TV channel in a while.
Yeah.
And it had this really big backing.
Yeah.
And I expected a lot from it, and it feels like it didn't go very far.
Yeah, I agree. And also it was like semi-black owned, I guess. And I think the only other fully black owned, or not fully, but like establishedly, the public thought, was BET. So then OWN kind of, I don't know, I feel like could be doing better. In the 1987, MTV became the first cable network to be launched globally by satellite. And then CNN, ESPN, and Discovery soon followed. And I thought that was really cool that MTV was the first one. It makes sense. Then no, that doesn't matter. That doesn't matter either. I'm just trying to give you guys the highlights, not bore you to death. Oh, I thought this was funny. So because throughout the 80s, by 1990, cable TV was like established, they said the big three network TV channels. I don't think it was big three because Fox is part of the big three, no? No, okay, then the big three, ABC, CBS, and NBC, averaged 61% viewership. And this was by the 1988-89 TV season. And they saw that it was dropping annually while cable was rising gradually. And because of this, network TV then started shit-talking cable TV. The execs did. And CBS even went as far as to publish a document called The Cable Fable. Yeah, and I looked it up, and it exists, and it's really funny. And it just pointed out that, you know, like the cable networks just like run reruns, and there's no advertise. Like they were really trying to just get the advertisers to understand that cable TV doesn't really sell products and stuff like that, and build brand awareness and stuff like that.
Two things. The reason that Fox wasn't on there is because it was established in 1989.
Ah, okay.
It was really late. Second, I wonder, do you know who the CEO of CBS was at that time?
I don't. Why?
I just know who the current, or who was the current one. I think he got canceled. And so I was wondering if it was him. But I don't think he was CEO that far back.
1990s, what yeah.
A little.
So then eventually, because cable TV, they couldn't stop the rise of cable TV, network companies then started buying cable networks, as they do, because it's a monopoly-ass country we live in. And yeah, just started consolidating cable network. And then the golden age of cable TV was the 2010s. And over 105 million U.S. TV households were paying for cable TV, which was over 90%.
Dang.
Of TVs in the homes. And I thought, yeah, that seems accurate. I don't,
for sure.
Yeah. I don't know anybody who didn't have cable in the 2010s.
Nobody I hung out with, that's for sure.
Yeah.
Like you had to have at least basic cable.
Exactly. Yeah.
At a minimum.
Yeah. Exactly. And then in 2012, the number of scripted TV shows on cable TV which was 125, surpassed broadcast TV or network TV, which was 119.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. What else? Oh, network TV also brought upon popular like unscripted shows such as The Real World. I don't know why he cited this on his article, The Daily Show with Jon Stewart.
That led to a lot of other like comedy shows like that, or a lot of like that's how we got Stephen Colbert. And
Yeah, that's fair.
that does seem kind of like a random one though.
Yeah, very random. I'm like, big fan. ESPN televised, this I also found surprising. ESPN televised the first college football game in January 2015.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I wonder if they were broadcasted elsewhere.
Yeah, I wonder.
I mean, because they would have to.
Yeah, 2015 doesn't make sense.
Because I remember watching
Before
UT.
that.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I don't remember. I wasn't watching them, so I don't
Yeah.
know how we were.
Maybe it was
watching
on network TV.
Maybe.
And then it's just like ESPN finally, like the first cable TV. Got it. And now Disney, Comcast, Viacom, CBS, and AT&T own a number of cable networks. And that's basically it. Yeah, I don't know. There's way more information. Is there any questions you might have that a listener might have?
Well, I had a question. Did you ever have a satellite growing up?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I did too.
Yeah, we did.
I remember my dad setting it up. We were on the side of the house.
Yeah.
And he had an old TV that he had plugged in, and it was on an office chair, so we could like get the perfect
Angle.
Yeah, so we could get all the channels.
Yeah.
Because we lived out in the middle of nowhere, and so we physically did not have a cable that went to our neighborhood yet, and
Yeah.
so we had to have satellite.
Look at that. Yeah, I remember too. Do you have brothers?
No, just sisters.
Okay. Yeah, so for me it was either brothers. I really think it was just my brothers who set it up because, yeah, boys.
This is very random, but it just made me think of it. Have you seen that movie Four Christmases with Reese Witherspoon, and he gets his dad the satellite,
Yeah.
and they set it up on top of the...
Yeah.
It's a funny scene.
It is.
That
Also,
movie's actually very funny and
Yeah,
cute.
it is. It is. It also just made me realize we are pretty archaic. Like, satellites don't really exist anymore, and that's crazy. Well, I guess they do exist. They're just not put up anymore.
Yeah, we don't...
We don't need them.
Yeah, we are using them in, like, very different ways.
Yeah.
Through GPS, but we use like our phones using them, and
Yeah.
I don't know, there's a bunch of them out there.
Yeah.
They keep launching them, so
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, up there. Yeah. I pointed to the sky.
yeah,
The roof.
in heaven.
Yeah, that's pretty much it. So, do you want to go into? Okay, I got a question for you. Do you remember? Did you know what was? Do you remember when your family first got cable TV?
I don't remember a specific day. I remember having Nickelodeon growing up,
Yeah.
and I remember I was in kindergarten,
Yeah.
so that would have been 1995-ish, around there. So, and that's probably about the time we got it. Although my dad was very like up and coming on all the technology then, and so I feel like we might have had cable even before that.
Oh dang.
Yeah. Because, yeah, we had internet very, very, very early.
Yeah.
And I got a Apple email address really, really early, and to the point that when I call them, they're like, oh, I've never seen somebody with this ending email address from us. I was like, thank
What
you.
does it end with?
At me, M-E.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
That's like their second iteration, I think.
Yeah. Wow. That's really cool.
What about you?
Same as you. I just know we were watching like the kids shows, Disney, Nickelodeon, Cartoon Network. I feel like I do have a memory of when it was like getting installed for the first time. We were like, me and my brothers were like, oh my god, more TV, like more channels.
Yeah.
But it definitely. So, I was born in Tanzania. Then we moved to South Africa. Then we moved to Australia. Then we moved here. I remember it clearly in South Africa.
Okay.
And that was, we moved there 2003. 2003. I don't know. Somewhere in
Around
between
there.
Yeah. So it was during that time.
Okay. Do you still have cable?
Yeah. Oh, do I?
Yes.
No, my parents do.
Okay, your parents, they have like an actual cable box.
Box. Yeah.
Do you have live TV though, like cable but through streaming?
Yes.
Okay.
Also, I do want to tell you that I got rid of my YouTube TV and I got Hulu Live TV because financially it made more sense.
It does. It does. YouTube TV makes no sense.
It makes no sense. I'm already paying for Hulu.
Unless you just like don't want to give your money to Hulu, but then you're giving it to Google, so it's like you're not winning.
Yeah.
Why I like Hulu too is because you can add on HBO, you get Disney Plus, and it's all in one, and so I don't have to worry. Oh, did I cancel that subscription? I can just go on there. I'm like, oh, cancel it for this month. We're not watching or
Yeah.
whatever. So
I like that. Yeah.
anyway, so that's a sponsor for Hulu.
Hulu. Maybe that should be another one of our goals. Like,
Yeah.
have the TV subscriptions be either a tax write-off or like paid for.
They're gonna have to be a tax write-off because they won't give you like.
They won't.
No, so my friend Reese, his ex-partner, got a show, like wrote a show for Netflix.
Yeah.
And did not get free Netflix.
What?
Yes.
The injustice.
Yeah, and there's a podcast I listened to that when Spotify was doing their whole exclusive podcast thing, which was ridiculous.
Yeah, I agree.
The one podcast I listened to switched over because they got bought or exclusive to Spotify, and they didn't get a free Spotify
What?
service. No.
That's the least the company.
I know.
You're making enough money.
I know.
What? That's crazy. My one login is not gonna plummet your sales or for the month or whatever. Okay, well,
And so here's the thing: next week we're going to get into streaming, and so
Yeah.
we'll save our huge rants for that one.
all right, my slander for that.
So then, last question on that:
Yeah.
do you have digital TV, like antenna TV, at home? Do you have a digital antenna on your TV, or like does it have one in it already?
I think it has one in it. I don't know what you're asking. I don't know these
So like
terminology.
network TV, right?
Yeah.
It's free in public access, and so you have to have it either a digital antenna.
Oh yeah, to like access it.
Yes.
No, I do not.
Okay.
Yeah.
Some
I-
TV. Oh, sorry.
No, it's okay. I was just gonna tell you what I have. I have Apple. I have the Apple
Yes.
TV box.
I love it.
Yeah, me too.
It's the best thing.
Yeah, when I started living by myself, I got one, which is I don't know over 5 years now,
Mm-hmm.
and I've just always kept it. I love it.
It felt
Got newer versions, but yeah.
Yeah, it felt like when I got it, I was like, this is such not a splurge, but I was like, my TV can play these channels itself. Why do I need this?
Yeah.
But you do need it. It's like $100, $150.
It's worth it.
So Apple, there's your
Yeah.
tip too.
I do hear Apple TV don't give the logins.
I'm sure. Yeah. Well, and they really did a good job. Oh, I gotta say for next.
Yeah,
week.
we'll save it for next.
Some TVs have a digital antenna already in it.
Okay.
So I don't know if that's super common anymore, but
Yeah.
I have a digital antenna.
In yours?
Yes.
Oh, that's really cool. What TV do you have?
Or I know I bought one. So
Oh,
I
okay.
bought
Okay.
at Target on sale for $5. This like little, it sits on the fireplace.
Aw, so you have you have network TV available without having to put on. You just put on the TV. and
Yes.
that's really
Just because I thought living in the South with the weather, sometimes if the internet goes out, I'd still like to be able to
cool. Got
access.
an old soul, Chelsea.
Hey, you know what? I don't have a weather radio,
Okay.
although I should because I'm a meteorologist. But
Right.
and then what I did upstairs, we finally became a 2 TV household last year, which was
Yay.
exciting.
I think it's so important if you're in a relationship. I'm sorry, I do. I think
is.
it saves relationships.
Well, I had an iPad, and that's what I would use, and it kind of becomes a little cumbersome.
Yeah.
So I decided to get a TV. Also, I dropped the iPad in the bathtub, so
Wow. Well, I was gonna say happy for you for the TV, not for the iPad.
I haven't gotten an Apple TV though for the upstairs TV.
Okay.
I justified it that way, and then I didn't want to buy another $5 digital antenna.
No.
So what I've done is I was like, how I knew you can do this. I was like, how can you make your own digital antenna?
Wow.
All you
Wow.
need is some copper wiring.
I don't know. Let's talk about this for a second. I don't know if it's you have like too much time on your hands or you really back yourself. You know what I mean? Because first it's the curtain rods. And now it's the making your own digital antenna.
Wait, what was the first part?
Curtain rods. You hung up the
Oh,
curtain
the
rod.
curtain rods.
Yeah.
You
I
pronounced
just-
it right.
I would never. I would never think. Let me figure this out by myself. When you can just buy it or call someone to do it.
It's that is wild too to me.
Yeah.
Because again, a digital antenna, max you're paying is $20, and that's for
Yeah.
like a really good one, and it's not any better. I'm gonna tell you what I did, and then I'm gonna tell you why it's ridiculous. I found a cable, like an old cable wire that you would actually use to hook up cable. We weren't using it anymore, so I cut it and I pulled out the copper because it's the right. You have to have one that will actually fit in there. And yeah,
It worked?
yeah.
Oh wow.
And it's only a wire that's like this big. Only problem is that we have plaster, and so it's hard to get signal out from there. And the way it's positioned, I'll have to reposition it to actually get channels again.
or you just gotta
I've thought about moving
Antenna?
the downstairs one upstairs.
No.
It is. I talk to Drake about this all the time. This is not TV related, but
It's Chelsea related.
I last year bought a litter robot. That thing was like $700. I bought it really without thinking. It had a 90-day return policy, and I was like, if the cats use it, great.
Yeah.
If not, I'll return it.
Right.
And then I won't buy a digital
return it.
antenna. I reuse tinfoil, like when I'm like reheating food. We have like one that we fold up and reuse until it gets dirty. And it's like, I think it's more about just not giving into consumerism as much as possible.
Yeah.
But sometimes I'll get so into that for a while that I forget. Like we had one pair of scissors in the house for 5 years. They broke. We continued to use them, and I didn't buy a new pair.
Oh wow.
And Drake just like put a rubber band around them, and we
Yeah.
still use them.
Wow.
I did buy more scissors.
Okay.
The thought finally occurred to me. I was like, oh, I could just buy more,
Yeah.
and we can have them all over the house, and not just one broken pair.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's just,
Something about the way your brain works.
yeah. My great grandparents were alive when I was little. They were Great Depression era. I don't know.
They're just super handy, or not. Handy's not the right word, because my mom is like that. When I think of the word, I'll say it. Not
Frugal.
maybe frugal. I don't know what word I'm looking for. But more so just, homemade stuff, or not, just figure it out with what they've got in front of them.
Yeah.
And I am not like that. I am the least handy, creative person in my hand wise.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The most recent thing that I did that I was like, this is kind of embarrassing. I made my own rinse aid for the dishwasher.
What?
Okay, because here's the thing. All it is like rubbing alcohol, a small surfactant.
Stop. As if I have these things lying around in my house.
I didn't have the surfactant. It's just soap. It's just soap.
Okay.
You don't have rubbing alcohol?
I
You
don't.
you have-
Do I? No, I don't. Again, not hand. Why would I need rubbing alcohol in
What
my
if you
house?
have a cut and you need to clean it?
I have water. I have a Band-Aid. I have like a first aid kit, but there's no rubbing alcohol in there.
Do you have any hydrogen peroxide?
No.
Okay,
I
then
don't.
yes, you can make this at home. If you have basic items like that, then you could.
Basic is very, it's not basic. I don't think so. Oh, I got a toolbox. That's basic. I feel like, have a first aid kit, a toolbox, things that are already, it's prepared, like,
Yeah.
the basic things that are in there. But yeah, no, that's incredible that you made your own rinse aid.
And I put it into the alcohol bottle that I used the rest of. And I put it in there and I just wrote rinse aid. And I was like,
Did it work? Yes, of course.
yes, I didn't have the right soap or surfactant to put into it. And so it's still a little spotty, but it's a lot better than no
Okay,
rinse
and
aid.
this is my other thing with that. It's like, I like things done right the first time. So I'm not gonna hang a curtain rod and have like too many holes and then be like, fuck it, let me just call someone to finally do this. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
What do they say? Like, spend money once the right time, and it's, yeah, better or something like that.
I do agree with you on that. Also, though, if somebody's going to fuck it up, at least it can be me. And I didn't pay somebody to mess it up.
Yeah, fair.
So
it's like your own. You can, I understand that. Okay.
okay, let's get back to TV.
Yeah.
Let's get back to cable TV.
I don't even know where we were.
I think we were just about to talk about like the various channels and
Yeah. Okay, so kid TV, like Nickelodeon, Disney, Cartoon Network, were our first basic. What was the other? What was like next? Do you remember tuning into?
let's see what else I wrote down. Probably the ABC Fox Family channel.
Okay.
For sure. And then TBS, but that was, basic cable. That one, they always had movies on Saturdays, and they play like Father of the Bride and Stepmom. They were like really good comfort movies.
Yeah.
So I remember watching that a bunch.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice. For me, it was MTV. Yeah, I know that was another cable channel that if it's not on Disney or whatever, it's on MTV and VH1.
What shows do you remember the most?
What's it called? Sweet 16.
Oh yeah, My Sweet 16. I forgot about that one.
Yeah. What else did I watch on there? I watched all those dating shows.
Room Raiders.
Room Raiders. Yes. What else did I watch on there? Oh, I watched 106 in Park.
Oh, no, I didn't know that one.
Oh. Was that no, that was on BET. That was on MTV.
Oh, okay.
That was on BET. Was there but again, I'm doing this overseas. So
Yeah,
maybe
it
they
might have been, yeah.
consolidated it. Let's see. But that's all I can remember right now. Do you know what you were watching on MTV?
Well, I wrote down things either that I did watch or that I remembered. So I remember I was absolutely not allowed to watch MTV Spring Break week.
Yeah.
And during that time, too, they had like The Real World. That was probably one of their first really big shows.
Yeah.
That was a little too before my time,
Me
though.
too, surprisingly.
They had that show True Life, where they would be like, True Life, I'm an alcoholic, True Life.
Yes.
There was this one, and I remember it. This girl would puke in shoeboxes.
Oh my god.
Yeah, I don't know why they're showing that on TV or why I was watching it at 14.
Were you scarred?
Kinda.
Yeah.
And I was like, I want to watch more of this. There was this show called My Life as Liz.
Yes.
Yeah.
I like that show.
I completely forgot about it, and then it popped in my head when I was writing these down. And then that show Made, where they would get made into like a football star.
Yeah. I like that one too. Oh, Pimp My Ride.
Oh, yep.
I liked that one too.
I don't think they ever actually did a very good job, but it looked really cool.
No, definitely did not. And also playing in our faces the entire time. Like, I'm sure if we watched an episode of Pimp My Ride, we'd be like, how was I so convinced this was the coolest car ever? Or, or it made sense to be driving down the street.
Yeah, with like a fish tank in the passenger seat.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But sold every time. I was like, yes, they gave that guy exactly what he needed and wanted.
Yeah. I think another one that I remember as a kid kind of watching was TLC when it first came out, because they had Trading Spaces.
Okay.
Where they...
Never heard of that show.
What? They had two designers and two families that like lived next door to each other, and they would swap houses and redecorate one of the rooms, and it was never good.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That sounds so good.
There was one episode where they glued hay on the wall.
Oh, what?
And then there was another episode where they made the room circus themed, and so they did big stripes.
Yeah.
And it was it was like their living room. It was bold.
I've never heard of this. Trading Places or Spaces?
Spaces.
Okay.
Yeah.
Trading Spaces.
Which we also got John and Kate +8 on TLC, and that was, I think their first like shows were pretty normal. They're the learning like they had Little People Big World, so they were actually following people and like explain their lives, and I think they still do that to some extent, but it's definitely more shock factor.
Yeah. And drama. Yeah.
I've watched every single episode of Little People Big World relatively recently.
Wow.
I really like that show.
What is that streaming on? Or what are you doing it through?
Probably Hulu.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think.
What did you watch it through?
Well, when it was on,
Oh, You're saying okay.
Yeah.
Well,
Well, it's still on.
okay.
I have not watched the newest season, but
Okay.
yeah.
What channel is this?
TLC.
TLC. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't think I ever got into TLC.
You didn't miss out on too much. Do you watch anything on there now, like My 600-Pound Life? Or...
No, I don't.
I think 90 Day Fiance is on there.
Yeah, I've heard that's great.
Oh, but you don't watch that one either?
No.
I'm surprised.
Yeah. I'm trying to put this really nicely. I don't care for people's lifestyle choices.
Okay. Like a show that's based around their lifestyle choices.
Yeah. I'm just like, all right, you chose that.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not interested to know why.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah.
Sure.
I've never-
That makes sense. That's fair.
Hopefully that was kind.
No, I mean, yeah. I think that's a good way to put it.
Yeah.
What else do you have?
Then I delved into, honestly, HBO was my first experience with bad shit, like not
Bad for
shows.
you show.
Yeah, bad for you shows.
Yeah.
And surprisingly, like I remember seeing Sex in the City because I believe that was like one of the first shows on there. But I never, weirdly, I was too young. Like I was like, this does not interest me, or I don't understand this, and I don't care to.
Yeah.
And I mentioned it before, but my first HBO show was Entourage, and that was later.
Yeah, do you remember what year that came out?
I think it came out, let me not lie to everybody. I was going to say 2006, 2004.
Okay, I was going to say 2005, so.
Okay.
Yeah, close.
Right there.
Yeah, I didn't watch Sex and the City either. I actually started watching it when it was re-airing on TBS, so it was like very edited. I don't know, I just started somehow watching it that way and then watched the whole box set in that fancy pink
Yeah.
book.
Yeah. Did you have any other shows?
From HBO.
Yeah. Oh, I guess we didn't get into the ABC family.
Yeah, because that's where. So let's go over the HBO and then we can go over the other ones kind of quickly. What I wrote down for HBO actually is that I just watched movies that I probably didn't have any business watching, and I watched them obsessively because they would only be on HBO for a month.
Yeah.
And the one I remember is that movie White Oleander.
I've never
Has Michelle Pfeiffer in it. Is that who? Yeah, Michelle Pfeiffer. And the actress from Big Fish. That's not very helpful. It has Renee Zellweger in it.
Okay.
It is based off of a book. I probably watched that movie 10 times that month.
What is it called?
White Oleander.
Sounding it out. I got it.
And I was obsessed with it. So I would become very obsessed with these movies on HBO and just watch them over and over and over every time they came on.
I did remember the movie aspect of it all, yeah. But I did not obsess like you did. I couldn't even tell you one movie I watched on there.
Oh, I watch them. I still do. Sometimes on Saturdays when I want to be lazy, I find HBO, whatever movie I like that's playing, and I'll just watch whatever they keep playing.
Yeah, I love that. Oh, okay. Yeah, this is an actual incredible cast.
I haven't seen the movies since I watched it that 10 times in a row. I don't know how it holds up, but I remember it being like a pretty good movie. So.
Yeah, Michelle Pfeiffer, Renee Zellweger, Robin Wright.
Oh,
A
yeah.
while off the fame of The Pit.
Oh, he's in that movie?
Yeah, apparently. Taryn Manning. That's all people would know.
Yeah, it's good. I think you should watch it if you ever get a chance.
Okay.
You can find it. I don't know if it's accessible anymore.
No, you'd have to buy it.
Lame.
Yeah.
All right, let's get into Fox Family, ABC Family, Freeform.
Let's get into it.
So when did you get it? You got into it when it was ABC Family.
I want to say, yeah, ABC Family.
So 2001, 2006-ish.
Yes.
Okay.
And the staple for me on that channel was Seventh Heaven.
Yes. Which was originally on the WB, and then either it moved over or they started replaying it there.
I don't know. I don't have that info.
So you did. So I have a couple that are listed from Fox Family.
Okay, yeah, you do that first and then we'll get into it.
So there was a show called S Club 7 in Miami. Was S Club 7 big in Australia? Like, was it something that you knew about?
Yes.
Okay.
You know about us.
Because they made it seem like it was the Australian
Show?
pop band. No, like pop
Oh,
band,
pop
like a
band, yeah.
music group.
Yeah. No.
Okay.
No.
But you knew who
Yes.
they were. Okay.
Yeah.
That at least.
But I don't think I ever went to a sleepover or hosted a sleepover or a birthday party and we were playing S Club 7. Let me tell you that.
I probably have one of their CDs.
Really?
I think so because of the show. Yeah.
Wow. Yeah. I don't think me and my friends ever. Yeah. That's
Okay.
interesting.
They lied to me. They also had the show called Big Wolf on Campus.
Okay.
We would watch that on Saturday mornings. They had, I don't think that they did this on ABC Family. I think it was only on Fox Family. They had a couple of different shows with Mary Kate and Ashley.
Wow.
Yeah, they had The Adventures of Mary Kate and Ashley, which was on for a couple seasons. They were pretty young, and then they had So Little Time, and this is when they were teenagers. Did
I
you?
loved that show.
That show-
I loved them.
Yes.
What would you call their universe? The Mary Kate and Ashley universe of the movies and the shows. Mm-hmm. Again, just we grew up in the right time because I don't see. I don't know what the kids now have, but it wasn't that.
I'm still obsessed with them because we know so little. So whenever something does come out about them, I'm like here for it.
Yes, I agree.
Here for it.
And they like took over our like teen, like that pivotal time. They were great.
The other thing that I remember from Fox Family was a show called Angela Anaconda. It was a cartoon show about this little girl, Angela Anaconda.
Yeah.
But it was like collage, sort of. So it wasn't drawn. It was a collage
Okay.
and kind of stop motion-y.
Okay.
Yeah, I loved it
Okay.
so much. I don't know why.
Never heard of it.
All right, so then after I watched all those shows and it became ABC Family, what were you digging into? Yeah.
So Seventh Heaven was always on, but I never really watched it. I tried to, and then it just I feel like it was way later in the season, and I was like, I'm good. Kyle XY.
Mm-hmm.
I loved that. There was a show. Let's see. There was a couple of shows, obviously, but there was a show, and it was like in succession, but they kept getting canceled. But one was Make It or Break It.
Okay.
Did you hear about that? Okay, do you know the movie Stick It?
Yes.
Okay, it was like that, but TV show. So gymnastics
Okay.
world. Loved it. But that was also later.
Yeah, that was 2009, which was about the time that Secret Life of an American Teenager came out.
Which we both know we watched it, right?
I loved that show. I was in college and I loved this show.
Me too. And it was terrible from top to bottom. It was terrible. Like, Chelsea, you can't say the storylines, the dramatics of it all.
But I enjoyed it so much, so I just have a hard time saying it's terrible because I just loved it.
That's why I don't understand why I enjoyed it so much. Because I'm like, this is not good TV.
There's no argument to be like, so it's not, the storyline's not that great, but acting or, no, there's nothing.
Nothing. And then the characters were also terrible people. There was nothing great about it, but it had me coming back every
After a week.
That was insane. Yeah, great show. After all that, yeah, The Secret Life, and it's where we first got
Shailene Woodley.
yeah,
Woodley.
yeah. I'm trying to think of other Greek. I loved Greek. Did you?
I didn't really watch that one.
Oh, really? So good.
I heard that one was actually like a pretty decent show.
Very good show. Yeah. I believe it's on Hulu. Like, I would tell you to watch it if you ever have time.
Okay.
I mean, it's college based, but it's good. I tried to rewatch it just to see how it held up. I believe last year or 2 years ago. Not great. Well, one of the characters is not great in terms of like
Morality.
yeah, what he's into. He's pretty much like a Nazi.
Okay.
Yeah.
Didn't see that coming.
Yeah, and it's weird that it wasn't clocked enough back then. He's not like a Nazi, but he's
Yeah.
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, and that's why I stopped watching it, because I was like, no, how did I not see this before?
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I know. And he's meant to be a character you like sympathize, but not in the way I'm explaining it.
I'm gonna watch a couple episodes and I'll come back and I'll tell you my perspective from not having watched it. And we can.
Okay. And the lead on that was Kelsey Grammer's daughter. And I believe he also produced the show.
Interesting.
Spencer Grammer was her name. And I loved that show. I think it's worth, as a teenager or even like later teens, it hit every mark that you would need. I said Cal XY. There was another show. Did you ever watch The Lying Game?
Mm-mm.
Okay. That was a good show. It was about a girl who finds out she has a twin, but ran for like 2 seasons. This is the thing with ABC Family. There was a period where they were giving us a lot of good content, but then canceling them. And I was very upset.
Yeah.
I did not like it.
There was a lot of shows that I remember that I would see previews for, and I'd be like, I don't even think I'm going to invest time in it because I feel like it's going to be gone after one season.
Yeah, and it was.
I wrote down Pretty Little Liars, which I didn't. Did you watch that one?
No.
I didn't either, but I think that one ran for
A long time.
Yeah.
And had an insane fan base.
Yeah.
Like, people loved it.
Yeah.
I tried getting into it. Did you? Mm-mm. Okay. I didn't see the appeal.
It was the same time frame as like Gossip Girl, so I was just a little too old. I missed
Yeah.
that jump.
I think same.
Although I watched Secret Life or the Secret Life of American Teenager.
But I think that was just so ridiculous.
Maybe.
Yeah. I did forget another show I was obsessed with, but it was back on MTV. Did you ever watch Awkward?
Mm-mm.
Oh, this is a show.
Oh, I do remember it. I did not watch it, but
Okay. Yeah, that's a show you should watch. Like, before watching Greek, Awkward.
okay.
Solid.
Okay.
Loved it a lot. But that was also later.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The only other thing I have for ABC Family were they had these shows that were originally on ABC and they would just rerun them on ABC Family. So that's where I watched them.
Okay.
Which was According to Jim, My Wife and Kids. Again, that was originally on, but that's how I watched most of it was through.
ABC.
And then Whose Line Is It Anyway?
Oh, it was on ABC Family?
Yeah, they moved it over. They play it like on Saturdays.
Okay.
And then there was another show, 8 Simple Rules, where we got Kaylee Cuoco and John Ritter. That show was really good.
Yeah.
Again, originally I think on ABC and then aired over there. Maybe not. That might have been original. And then another show, Grounded for Life. Did you ever watch that?
But I didn't watch it.
Loved it. Loved it, loved it, loved it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is it team-based? Is it...
No, it's more of similar to 8 Simple Rules, like family
Okay. Yeah.
sitcom.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's about a family, I think, that lives in Chicago or something, and they have a crazy uncle and teenage kids, and
Okay.
I liked it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Check that out. Were there any other cable channels, networks that you delved into or dove into?
No, the only other things that I wrote down were like music video channels. Did you ever watch? Because they had channels that were specifically dedicated to just music videos. Did you watch those?
Absolutely. Yeah. I was like, I don't know what the appeal of watching music. You know what's funny? In America, like back in like Africa or other countries, they do still have like music channels and people still play music videos, and it's as if it whenever I go back to visit, it takes me back to like the early 2000s when we were all doing it. And I don't know why it stopped
I love
the
music
Western
videos.
world, but like back everywhere else people still do it.
Yeah, I love music videos.
Yeah.
There's if you I think HBO or not Hulu or those like free TV streaming services, they have music channels, and sometimes they'll be like best R&B, top 90s, early 2000s, and so they'll play music videos, and sometimes I'll watch it. Yeah, just for nostalgia.
Wow, I didn't know that. See, you guys, you're learning so many things through this podcast, because I know they didn't know it either. That's really cool.
Yeah, I think those were all the big ones
Yeah.
that I wrote down.
Did you ever watch Cinemax?
No, I did not.
Okay.
And it's one streaming service that I've never paid for because it offers nothing. You know, I say that, and I actually might be paying for it right now through Hulu. Let me double check if it's that. It actually might be that one because they offered it to me for 99 cents a month for 6 months, and I was like, well, and they do have pretty good movies on there.
Yeah.
On their channel, so
They do.
so I actually do think I am paying for it now, but I don't watch any of the shows. It is pretty risque.
I'm trying to see what. Yeah, Cinema Showtime. Did you ever watch anything on Showtime? I feel like Showtime was-
Weeds.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Weeds, Dexter was on there, and I feel like they had one other show that I kind of watched recently. Oh, Shameless was on
Yeah.
Showtime, which makes sense. Showtime and HBO have their shows, their specific produced shows.
Yes.
Have such different vibes, but all the shows have such similar vibes.
Yeah.
Like Shameless and Weeds,
Yeah.
it's more or less the same story,
Yeah.
just different characters, and replace weed with booze.
And it's the same
Yeah.
show. Yeah, I agree.
But I loved it.
Yeah. I watched Billions, but that was recent. I really wanted to get into Californication. That was a big one. That Showtime, I even know they were getting awards for. Homeland.
Oh, that was on Showtime? Yeah, I didn't watch that one, but I heard it was good.
Yeah. And yeah, that's pretty much. Oh, Twin Peaks was on Showtime.
Yeah, the revival. And then Yellow Jackets, which I haven't watched. Have you watched that?
Yes, I'm not a fan.
It's on Netflix now, at least like the first season or two, and it's advertised as a teen show. And I'm like, I haven't seen it, but based on what I've been told,
Yeah, it's not.
it's not a teen show. But if you look, it says like teen drama.
Really?
Yeah.
No. Awkward is a teen drama.
Yeah.
Your Greek's a teen drama, but not Yellow Jackets. It was just, you haven't watched it, but for me it was just too slow
Okay.
getting into it.
It's not the gore violence that got you. Okay.
Not at all. That wasn't even, no, not at all. I
Okay.
don't even think I got that in. No, not at all. Because I'm like, how far into it did I get? 5 episodes maybe, and still there wasn't any gore or violence.
Oh, okay.
Compared to like Squid Games, I feel like you get into that shit by then. So it moves really slow, and I feel like if you're moving that slow, you need to make us care about the characters, and they didn't do a good enough job for me.
Yeah.
But check it out at your own risk. But it is not one of the TV shows I recommend on this podcast.
Okay. Good to know. I probably will check it out at some point, but I won't make it a high priority.
Okay, because the first season was talked about.
Yeah.
Because I think the season coming out is 2 or 3. I think it's 3.
I think it's 3.
Yeah. I agree. There's another big cable network I do want to mention, AMC, just because of The Walking Dead.
Yeah, AMC did like a shift in the early 2000s with The Walking Dead, Breaking Bad, Mad Men, where they were putting out some bangers of a show.
Yeah.
And they had this one show, and people should go watch this if they can find it. It's called Small Town Security. It is, oh my gosh, I actually love this show so much. It is a reality show. I think it's slightly scripted, though, especially based on how the show ends.
Okay.
But they are real people, and this is a real thing. It takes place in Ringgold, Georgia, not far from here. And it's this old woman who used to be a model and like in movies, and she's living with her husband. They own a local security company, and they have their main chief. It's private, so he's not really cops.
Yeah.
Who is a transgender male which is very pivotal part of the story because it's like kind of part of their journey. But they're in love with the older lady who owns the company.
Oh, wow.
It is so good.
How old is it?
It must have come out in 2012,
Okay.
something like that.
What's it called?
Small Town Security.
I can't find it.
I will find
Okay, I find it. It's considered. I thought it would be unscripted.
Oh,
But
okay.
it's considered reality TV, I guess. Okay.
It is. Is there
3
some
seasons.
3?
Yeah.
Does it tell you where you can watch it? I guess probably AMC Plus.
Probably.
It's one of those shows that when I was watching it, I was telling everybody to watch it. It's so bizarre. I'm surprised that the people allow themselves to be filmed
Yeah.
because they do some really embarrassing stuff.
Okay.
They're like kind of hoarders, and so they go and like show their house and them cleaning it out, and the lady, I think, is kind of addicted to pain pills because she has, I think, multiple sclerosis. And so there's so much going on. It's so complex. These characters are so deep in a way that you would not imagine.
Okay, I'm gonna watch it. It's on Tubi. Would probably be the only I mean, that's free, so
Okay.
Tubi.
Everybody go watch it,
Yeah.
please.
I'm definitely gonna watch that.
Which was so weird because it came out on AMC again. Because I remember one of my coworkers at the time knew somebody who worked at AMC, and they're like, these people were there at their award show or like end of year gala next to John Hamm and
What?
yeah,
like big time actors
yes,
or whatever.
and they just have these little
funny.
little people from Ringgold.
Yeah. Georgia. That's funny. I think, yeah, we covered the AMC shows.
Did you watch Walking Dead?
I did not. I did not watch Walking Dead. I did not watch Mad Men, like invested fully. What was the third one?
Breaking Bad.
Breaking Bad. I did not watch Breaking. I wasn't an AMC girl, apparently. That's crazy.
Breaking Bad is still good. We rewatched it kind of recently. We did also watch Better Call Saul, which is kind of a prequel.
Yes.
That show, even if you don't watch Breaking Bad, it's just a good show.
Is it?
Yeah, you should at least watch that
Okay.
at some point. And then that's on Netflix.
Okay.
So
Oh, it's not an AMC show. It was
I don't think so. I think it's just
I think
Netflix.
I
No, I think it was on AMC because it was airing live, but it's on Netflix too.
okay.
Yeah, it's so good.
I'll definitely. One day I do have that on my list to do those big ones because they were really, really big. And I feel like at some point I need to delve into it, I guess. The Walking Dead, though, too many.
I'm not gonna. Yeah, I'm done.
Yeah, and too many thingies, spin-offs, and I'm good.
It is neat because it was filmed in Atlanta, though.
What was?
Walking Dead.
Oh, really? Oh. I didn't know that.
And yeah, I knew a guy who has his diving license and helped with like an underwater scene or like
Yeah.
was there scuba diving for them. Yeah.
That's really cool. I guess one more, Stars. I don't know. Party Down.
Oh yeah.
I did like that.
I thought that was on Comedy Central.
It was, and then it got moved to.
Oh, okay.
It got the They're just. I mean, now they have cool shows, like P Valley. I love P Valley.
I've never heard of that.
You've never heard of it?
Uh-uh.
It's a great show. You should watch it.
Okay.
2 seasons out right now.
Actually, that is Stars is the streaming service I'm paying for, not
Oh, really?
Cinemax. Yeah.
Okay. I was gonna say, Cinemax is pretty rogue. Stars makes more sense.
Yeah.
I think those are the only.
P Valley, is that like just the letter P Valley or is it PEA?
Just the letter.
Okay.
I think it stands for Pussy. It's about how to explain, like a strip club down south,
Okay.
and it's a lot of storylines going on.
Is it a comedy, drama?
That's a drama.
Okay.
Yeah, there's nothing there's nothing funny about it.
Okay. Okay.
But it's great, and we've been waiting a while for season 3. I don't even think it's coming out this year.
Okay.
I don't think.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good to know.
And then we had like the 50 Cent shows, Power, and all that come out.
I don't know any
Stars.
of these.
You don't need to. BMF, Ghosts. I started with Power and ended with Power. Mm-hmm. And yeah, that was my Stars journey. And I don't think I ever got into anything on Stars.
Oh, I definitely didn't.
Okay. I think that's all the cable networks I can think of.
Yeah,
that
I mean,
matter.
There's
In my
I think there's hundreds of them, right? So
Right.
we could talk forever. We've talked a long time about it. So
Yeah.
and we could continue to, which is again
Yeah,
why
we
we're
got to
here.
the point. Yeah.
Yeah. So next week we'll be talking about streaming.
Yes.
Which that also I think there's going to be a lot to say about it.
Yeah.
And we need to decide if we're going to just do streaming, if we kind of want to break it down by streaming services. We can kind of discuss that off air to
Okay.
see how we want to,
Yeah.
if we want to break it down a little bit or
Okay.
just go full force.
Into it.
Yeah.
I think listeners can handle that, but we'll talk about
Yeah.
it.
We'll decide.
Okay.
All right.
That's it. I hope you guys learned a little, about cable TV and the networks, and also maybe felt nostalgic, and as we reminisced about what we talked about or what we watched on cable TV. You should let us know what you were watching on cable TV when you were younger, or in your teens, or in your 20s, or now.
Or if you've seen Small Town Security, or if you've loved any of the shows that we, that we referenced. My Life is Liz,
Yeah.
the Maid episode or the True Life episode where she barfs in the boxes.
Right. Agreed. I don't think. I think the point of this is not to like say one is better than like. I don't think the point is to say network TV is better than cable or cable is better than. I think they all should coexist.
Yeah.
Are as important as the other.
Yeah, and I think, again, by breaking them down, it's because it's kind of how we slowly have moved, but they all are very valuable and still work within the same space. And
Yeah.
it's just...
I agree. I will say though, I did not mention this, but apparently, I mean, obviously, but the numbers in cable TV in households are decreasing, and that is because of streaming, which we will delve into next week. Anyway. Yeah.
That sounds good.
All right. Well, we'll see you guys next week.
Yeah, bye.
Bye.
And just yapping.
Are you watching? Are you watching this? Are you watching this?